Hello everyone, and welcome to Season 1, Episode 4 of Surviving Solo. Last episode I said I was going to build a library. I'm going to start building it today. I'm just not sure if it will be completed though. I went bigger than I originally planned, and it's going to take a lot of landscaping, clearing of trees, and a lot of resources as well. But I might get it done, who knows. But big projects don't scare me, and that is not the reason for not completing it this episode. The reason is I have 3 other projects planned for today. One I didn't think I needed yet, but I do. That's an iron farm. So I'm building a iron farm today on top of a villager breeder and hoping to start the library. So that is 3 projects today. I will not be getting to diamonds, unfortunately, because I am building an iron farm and that's going to take up more time than I originally thought. So without further ado, let's get right into it. Now, unfortunately, I lost some video footage, and I dug down all the way to level 0. I'm going to negative 58, but I want diamonds before I do that because deep slate is no joke. And also, too, I started working on a hole here. This will be going all the way down to bedrock, and there will be a crane on top of the hill right here with a load of resources coming up from the mines. I think it's going to be a super cool build, but I don't think I'll get to it today. And as you can see down here to the right, you've seen a little bit of cobblestone, and that is because I completed a villager breeder. Now, all of this I originally recorded, but unfortunately I lost it. The video footage was corrupt somehow, but I'm still going to show the time lapses of these builds being completed. Now, like I said in the last episode, the library will be over here, and that's going to take a lot of landscaping. And it's bigger than I thought it was going to be, or bigger than I originally intended it to be. But in the creative test world, I thought, you know what, go big or go home. This is going to be a world that I'm going to be in for a while, so might as well put my full effort in. So that will be built here. The villager breeder is built, and the mine is dug. So I'll show you the mine dig footage, time lapse, and explain after where the iron farm is going to go. We're at the entrance of the mine, and if I head down here, that goes all the way to level 0. Like I said, I'm going to negative 58, but I don't want to dig that out with iron because I hit deep slate. So I'm going to build the iron farm in this cave right here. I couldn't think of a good build idea, so I thought, you know what, put it down in the mines and I can make it work. So I'll be building the iron farm right here. Oh, also too, while digging that out, I died once. I got footage of me recovering my stuff, but that was corrupt as well. I don't know what happened. And I think the time lapse goes into me starting to dig this as well. So yeah, I built a villager breeder. I did not get the carrots in yet planted, or the villagers from over there. But without further ado, I'll show you the time lapse of me building this, and explain what I'm going to be doing afterwards. So here that is, like I said, still have to do carrots, still have to do the villagers, but as you can see here, I've got a little bit of cobblestone marked out, and that is because I'm going to be building a building here, so it's not going to be sitting out in the open ugly like this. It'll look better once I get the build over here. I'm not sure what I'm going to do, because I can't really think of a building, but there will be one here, even if it's just generic and it doesn't have like a specific role other than just housing this. I also wanted to mention that I struggled to find a good location for the villager breeder. As you can obviously see, I decided to put it behind my house. I didn't want to hear the sounds of the villagers constantly, so it is out of hearing range, which is good. But I think it's a overall good spot, and it will be surrounded by other buildings as well, so it's not going to be sticking out of the crowd. Alright, so I think the next step is to get some villagers over here. Unfortunately, the carrots are not fully grown. I only had one that I found, and I believe I killed a zombie and got a carrot. And obviously zombies only drop 1 carrot to my knowledge, so either way I only got 1 from it. And I've been slowly trying to multiply them, and as it's a pretty slow and tedious process, but I am getting there. So when all the carrots are grown and I have enough to fill that spot, I will be putting the carrots in there, and then I will move the villagers over so it will automatically start working. Alright, it's time to check on the carrots, and 2 more have grown, so that gives me 7 more to plant. And while we're out here, I might as well feed the cows, so I'll just destroy one of these hay bales for now. Alright, I figured out one more thing we could do to the house, and then I'll probably just be AFK and wait for those carrots to grow that way. So it requires flower pots, and it requires sweet berry bushes, and also saplings. And that is filling up the windows around the base. I'm going to be filling up the flower pots in the windowsills around the base, the ones that have rooted dirt anyway, because I want it all to be rooted dirt, and it's a bit of a pain to grind for because I don't know how rooted dirt spawns. I think it spawns in deserts in bulk. So what I'm going to do is a sweet berry bush, a flower pot, and spruce sapling, and maybe even an azalea bush. No, I want to keep with the wilderness, so I'm going to do 2 sweet berry bushes and a flower pot with spruce sapling. I think that'll be the best way to do it. I was thinking about doing azaleas originally, but I think they're too green for this build because this is, like, as you can see, winter, and it's not really green in the winter. So I think to do spruce and berry bushes is the best thing to do. It's not a lot of variation, but I think it works for this build style. I just peeked up at that, and I want to put the flower pot in the middle. Wanted to go for more of a natural look, but it's a flower pot. It's not meant to look natural, so I want it to be symmetrical. Yeah, I think that looks way better. Like I said, I wanted to make it look more uneven, but I think it just looks better. Waiting for carrots to grow is the worst thing in Minecraft. You know what I could do? Instead of waiting for carrots to grow, I could just make a composter and force grow them. So I'm going to take all those seeds from upstairs, put them in a composter, and force grow the carrots with bone meal. Grab a ton of these, and be here grinding for some bone meal. But I'm going to go mine all the wheat downstairs and get some more seeds to put in the composter, and to get some more hay bales to fill up the lean-to over there. Alright, so I got a few more stacks of seeds to convert into bone meal, and when all this is converted, I'll be back to force grow the carrots. Alright, for the remaining carrots, I'm just going to let those grow naturally. I'm going to go sit up in the house and try and plan out for the next couple episodes on the side. So after that, all of these carrots are grown, I will be planting them in the villager breeder and going to grab a couple more villagers. Alright guys, while going AFK, I decided to finish off the downstairs fire pit. And after that, I just sat up in that little corner and blocked myself in with dirt because a zombie actually broke in while I was going AFK for the carrots. So I believe they are all done now. As you can see, the cows are getting a little bit laggy in here, so I'm gonna have to let nature take its toll here pretty soon. But almost all of the carrots have grown, so I'm gonna pick all of them and replant, and then move all the ones that I can to the villager breeder. Alright, I got just under 2 stacks of carrots, and I'm gonna figure out how many I need. So it's a 9x9, so that's 81 minus 1 for the middle, so I need 80 carrots. So I'm gonna set aside 80 real quick. Alright, I've got the carrots all replanted, and now I'm gonna head over and get them ready in the villager breeder. Alright, so I'm almost done with the carrots, and I thought I would explain how a villager breeder works. So basically, I get 2 villagers in here, and one becomes a farmer, and with him doing his daily duty, it makes him eligible for breeding because of those beds right there. So the 2 of them end up breeding by sharing carrots with each other. That's how the game mechanics works. And basically, the baby villager wants to go to the bed right away to kind of link up, and it walks off of this platform right here because it thinks these trapdoors are closed. It's just how villagers work, and they fall into that stream, and when they grow up, they pop up into that water stream and get flowed all the way over into that tunnel. So basically, I have a fence post or a stone wall at the bottom of that, and it makes them lift it a little bit, but just shy of the other water source up above, and when they grow up, they get sucked up into the water source. So it's just using the size mechanics of the villagers to get them separated by age. Alright, it's done. So now all I have to do is cart 2 villagers over from the village over there, and it will start automatically working. One thing that I forgot to do is place a roof over this thing temporarily with dirt until I can get the main structure built, because if there's a lightning storm, which actually I don't think can occur in the snow anyway, but still it will kill the villagers and turn them into witches. So I'm going to place a roof over where they sit and be back with you when I'm ready to start going over to the village. Alright, I have a very temporary dirt roof over the villager breeder until I can get the building built so it's covered up from the weather, and so the villagers can't turn into witches. I'm gonna head to bed and then start the journey over to the village on top of the mountain to bring them over to the villager breeder. There's one thing that I need to do before heading over, and that is make a piston so I can lift the villagers up on the boats, because that's how I'm gonna be transporting them, because I don't have enough iron for rails. Alright, I'm headed over to the village. It's on top of this mountain where we're gonna be building the castle in front of it and into it, and it should be right up here to the best of my knowledge, so I'll be back with you guys when I'm up there. Alright, my memory served me well. I am here at the village. I don't know what that sound was. Oh, it's a polar bear. To be quite honest with you, I don't know if I've ever seen a polar bear in survival. Don't come to the winter a whole ton. Alright, so now it's time to locate 2 villagers. There's one right there. I'm going to try and get him in a boat. Roll him over here and get a little house built up around him. Alright, a quick little house to protect him. Make sure nothing can jump over this. I'll put a roof on it, but just to be safe. And I'll go try and find one more. He's like dodging and weaving for some reason. I don't know why he just isn't standing in the same spot. There. I think I got, yep, I got him. Alright, so I'm gonna get him over here, block this guy off, and I'll meet up with you guys when I get him down there. Well, that's annoying. I had my shield in my offhand and I didn't get up quick enough. Oh, that's annoying. That slab right there must have knocked them down. I didn't see exactly what happened. I swear, moving villagers takes a piece of you away that you'll never get back. Alright, so I'm in editing right now, and I just realized that I never explained what happened. So I got the first villager in the breeder, and then the second one I accidentally suffocated because I never destroyed the block that I was pushing him up over. So I accidentally suffocated him. Oh, and by the way, if you're wondering how I'm getting them pillared up like that, is I'm using a piston, flicking it. Well, a regular piston, not a sticky piston, pushing a block, and he'll stay on top of the block. But eventually, there is like, I think, a 12 block limit where the piston stops pushing. That's why it's up that high. And the reason I did this instead of, it's just so much easier to just move them along a straight line and build that than it was to use pistons through the woods. It's just, it was easier for me. Finally got the villagers here, even after the little incident over there. So, what I'm going to do is hit F3 and B to show the hitboxes so I don't accidentally hit one. So I destroy the boat. And destroy the boat. Alright, I moved the dirt roof a couple blocks up, and the baby just was born. And now he'll sit at the bottom of this water stream right here, on top of this cobblestone wall. And when he grows up, his head will peek into this water and be brought up and brought to that corner. Alright, the villager breeder is up and running well, so I'm gonna take down this awful cobblestone bridge while this breeds a couple more villagers, and then I can start the iron farm. Alright, I just got done destroying that cobblestone bridge, and I'm gonna see how many baby villagers we have. Oh, okay, so still unfortunately the one, but I think that the villagers are still kind of like breaking in because they still need to fill up their inventory of carrots still. Alright, the villagers just bred again, and I think the reason they're not doing it quickly is because they're still trying to build up stock of carrots in their inventory, because it has to be pretty full for them to breed. So I think they're just taking some time farming, and then it will, once their inventories are maxed out, they'll start breeding more. So we currently have 2. Alright, so the plan is I'm going to build the iron farm and let this run until we have, I don't know, maybe like 5-6 villagers, and then I'll move the villagers over to the iron farm, the ones that we need. I think I need 3 for the design I'm doing. And also too, if you're wondering if I can turn the machine off, I can. If I place a block, a temporary block right there, and then another one on this side, it will block the villagers' sight line from the beds, and they will stop breeding. Alright, so I'm going to get the required resources for the iron farm and be back with you before I start building it. Alright, so I just came over to the villager breeder, and for some reason, one is not in there. So I'm going to build up and see what the issue is, because this could be potentially bad. Maybe this has to be up a block more? Yeah, I think it does. I think that has to be up one more block. Alright, so I'm headed down to the mine and the spot where I'm going to be building the breeder. Like I said before, it's going to be right here. Alright, so I'm going to start building it. It's going to take a little bit of clearing first, and I'll probably have to kill this stream right here. But other than that, I'm going to get right into it. Alright, the last couple things I need to do to complete this farm is get a zombie and 3 villagers. So I'm going to go out here and grab leather boots that I left in a chest over by the villager breeder and try and find a zombie and lure him into the trap. Into the breeder. Alright, here's a zombie right here. I want to see if he will pick up these boots right here. Because I don't know if he'll despawn with his natural armor. So I want to make sure that he won't despawn. Okay, he won't despawn now. So now that he's holding his bone there. So I'm going to try and get him into the villager breeder, or lure him in. Alright, we're at the iron farm right now, and he is on his way over. So I need to build a block up right here and place that right there. And he should follow me right up here. And walk over that trapdoor. Perfect. Now all I have to do is destroy this. Get that slab. And boom. We have the zombie and the iron farm ready to go. Later on I'll put a name tag on him just in case, but with him holding that item in his hand, he will not despawn. Alright, now that we've got the zombie, that was probably the hardest part. The villagers will be the most annoying part, but not really hard to do. So what I'm going to do is go up. Oh, it's already daytime. Well, I'm going to get to the villager breeder and try and empty some of these guys from the platform into boats so we can move them over to the iron farm. I need 3 of them for the farm to be complete. Alright, I was on my way over to my house to start getting the boats, and it turns out that this thing is fully operational right now. Alright, so what I was saying before is I was over on my way to get boats at my house, and I realized that we have 2 villagers, well, 2 baby villagers in the tank right here, and 4 adult villagers already. So I turned the machine off because I don't want to lag out my spot until we actually need the villagers for trading, and I can't do that until the library is done. So I turned it off right now just by putting a block there. So it is fully operational right now, and it's working. It just took a little bit of time to get to that point. So I'm going to go grab those beds and meet up with you guys when I'm ready to move the villagers over. Alright, so I made a temporary little railway here. So the villagers get pushed through this minecart, come into this little room where I transfer them into a boat because I don't have enough rails for this. I transfer them into a boat, and then I sail them over here, and through this tunnel, and then I bring them across this bridge right here and drop them into place, and I need to do that 3 times. I have 2 boats, so it should work just fine. Alright, this is me in editing again, and I realized that I didn't click the record button when I moved the 3 villagers to the iron farm. I apologize I didn't get it on camera, but it shockingly went easier than I thought it was going to. Alright guys, the last of the villagers are now in place. Now I just have to go through and make sure that the mess that I made is cleaned up so that iron golems don't start spawning on random places where they're not supposed to. So I need to destroy this bridge, finish the roof right here that I destroyed, so all 3 are in there. Yep. Alright. Finish that roof off and destroy this bridge, and then there's one last thing to do before the iron farm starts working. Alright, I've done my final inspection. Now all I have to do is destroy 1 block for this farm to start working. So that 1 block is in fact the one that lets the zombie see the villagers. So if I can find it. Alright, this middle one right here, as soon as that's destroyed, they start freaking out and it should spawn an iron golem. Alright, so there should be an iron golem in here any second. Unfortunately, I haven't got hoppers yet because I actually need the iron from this farm to create some because I am 100% out. There is an iron golem down here. Oh, crap. I'm gonna have to kill it by hand though because it's not up in the lava blade. Because it needs to be 1... Yeah, so for him to be destroyed by the lava blade, he needs to be 1 block higher, and the reason he's not is because there's hoppers that need to be there, and I cannot afford hoppers right now because I have no iron. So what I'm gonna have to do is kill him manually. Go in here, grab my stuff, stay a little bit further back this time apparently. Finish him off and use the iron that I get from him to make the hoppers. Alright, while I'm here scrounging for iron, I thought I would explain how a iron farm works. So basically, the villagers get afraid of the zombies, so I left a little window for the villagers to see the zombie. They get afraid of the zombie and then try and spawn an iron golem, which they do, and then the iron golem falls down and gives me iron. So the reason the iron golem falls in that little chamber there is because I placed slabs all around the farm so he can only spawn in that spot to fall down to his doom. And put 2 hoppers into this chest right here. And then with the iron that I got, make more hoppers so it will fill up the bottom. Alright, I'm headed down the ladder, and as you can see, he's a block higher, so he dies to the lava blade, which I put in with signs. So that should be collecting the iron where I can make a couple more. Perfect, so I have enough to make the last hopper, so this will be fully functioning. Alright, so I'm going to make myself a little bit of a safety box right here. It's going to be a temporary cobblestone room. It'll be I'll make it pretty in the future. I'll even convert this cave maybe into something super cool. So what I'm going to do is sit AFK at this iron farm for a little bit and be back to you guys when I have a stack or 2 so I can make a bunch of tools to start landscaping the area while clearing out the area that I need for the library. Alright, so I just ran to my fridge and refilled my water bottle, and I already have 41 iron. Alright, I'm back at my house. I'm gonna empty all this junk out of my inventory and start the time lapse over at the library location. And there you have it, folks, the start of the library. So basically what I've done so far is, as you can see, I've done the front and I've laid it out. So it's going to be in the generic shape of a T, and there's a lot more to come with this build, obviously, and I'm super excited to get it finished. I want to do a little bit more, but with the breeder and the iron farm, I decided to just call it quits for right here, so we'll get it done next episode. I'm going to call it quits for today, guys. We got a bit done. Villager breeder, an iron farm, and the start of a library, which will be finished next episode. So thank you all so much for watching. Make sure to stick around my channel for more videos to come, and until next time, stay safe and have a good one. Bye.